and this is how we get down. And I would say today is a flip of the coin if we make it through this one. But guess what? That is life on the road. Welcome in, everybody, to the Coaching Company. This is how you start every single weekday. We are live on the Stadium Network and everywhere the stadium is. YouTube TV, Direct TV, Amazon Prime. We're available in over 100 million homes. Now, I do got to give a big-time shout-out because you guys know we have two different brands here at Stadium. The other is the Coach and Bro Show, airs every Wednesday, part of the BTT YouTube channel. Yesterday, we had 20,000 subs, thanks to all of you out there in the universe. So thank you guys very much. Now, as always, we must look back before we look forward to yesterday. Well, we keep saying it. Let's get to football already. It's like one win here, one win there, a little bit of everything. You lost a little bit of juice, but we never stop the grind. Now, you guys know here on Friday, coming up, we have a very eclectic one word for you. And we look at our final schedule of big teams in the NFL with the 49ers. Today is for my man, Big Cheesy. All that coming up, but I can't do this show by myself, but I'm in a suite. Do they actually? Oh, they do have doorbells here in big time suites. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to beat the books. Oh, and look who I have today. Oh, we're going 5 wide. Oh, no. And I just got a text that said, I don't know why, but Marky Model requested being on camera at the start of the show alongside Zeno. Marky Model, is that true?
Yeah, because obviously our positions are reversed. I think Zeno should be looking up to me since I'm in an elevated status. Anytime, Zeno, you need help with your nerfy plays, since I just like making stuff up, reach out. Always call me, buddy. In fact, speaking of calling...
Oh, stop right there. Stop right there. Don't keep going. Don't keep going. That's when it starts to go the other way. You're good right there. Call me. Stop. End stop, period. Zeno, how would you respond to something like that?
Even a blind squirrel finds a nut, even the sun. You're more like... Yeah, I can cherry pick bets too all day long. Like, that's what you want to do, knock yourself out. Listen, congratulations, you got a winner. The Yankees decided to tee off on Ryan Pepio yesterday, and I thought when you picked the Tampa Bay Nerfy meant that they had to shut the Yankees out. So I didn't even figure out what your bet was.
That's what I'm saying. Call me.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Zeno and Marky Model, shut it down. Always going too far. Damn, ruining my flow. Get me in a bad mood. Ladies and gentlemen, Zeno and Marky Model. Now, this man, he's got a 5-pack coming up. I don't even know if he still even wants to be here. Big Chuck, are you okay?
Morning, Coachman Company. Yeah, perfect. Ready to go. Yeah, you can't beat that. A little entertainment to start today. Yeah, that's how we get the weekend started.
And this next man is live from Memphis, Tennessee, and he'll be a part of Weekday Wagers this afternoon at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. DG, what's good?
Morning, Coach. Good morning, guys. I, too, cherry-picked 2 winners today for my plays, Zeno, so I hope you enjoy mine as well.
And finally, he is live from Atlantic City, the very same destination where tonight, live on ESPN, main card, 9 Eastern Time, we will crown 2 $500,000 winners at the PFL World Tournament. Mikey P., good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. And I want to let it be known that I will be getting 10% of both champions' checks tonight, but I am ready to go.
Oh, that's completely untrue. All right, we got to get going because we need to look the other way. We need to bounce back Friday as we head into the week. So, DG, I'm coming right over to you. Best bets, go.
Yeah, today we're going to start off with an early day baseball game. And so we're going to start off with a guy who did not play yesterday, but is now matched up against Bryce Elder, who is allowing 6.9 hits per game and then is giving up 4 runs per game just in the last 10 games. Gavin Lux over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 115. Gavin Lux should stroke today. He is actually in the lineup today, leading off for the Reds, and so I like him to cash. And then we're going to go to the 2+ walks parlay. It's at a plus 160. And if you don't mind, indulge me a little bit. This should be illegal. Bryce Elder sucks. Brady Singer, it just isn't that good. But both of the teams that they're going up against have drawn so many walks over the last 10 games. It's incredible. Yesterday, it was crazy. I played 2+ walks for our guy, and he gave us 5 going up against the Braves. I expect both of them to get 2+ walks today at plus 160.
Absolutely love it. By the way, our director that normally does our PFL events on ESPN, he is off this weekend to shoot that game at Bristol Motor Speedway between the Reds and the Braves on Sunday. So a little bit of synergy between the show and that particular game. All right, DG, great start. Zeno, big boy, are you kidding me? Look at the chat. Our girl Kimberly says, Zeno for a third day. I absolutely love his energy. You got fans, big boy. You got fans. Best bets. Let's go.
Yeah, by the way, DG, thanks for picking a bet of the most boring thing in the sport of baseball, a walk. Wonderful. We're all rooting for the walk. Anyway, let's go to San Diego tonight where Nick Pavetta's on the mound. At home, a 2.07 ERA, holding opposing hitters to a .185 batting average. They should have no problem getting up early here. We're going to lay a half run in the first 5 with the new-look Padres here after all the moves they made at the deadline. The Cardinals still can't hit. And then I will go back to Cincinnati and Atlanta. Anybody see that 8th inning last night where each team scored 8 runs? Bonkers. But Brady Singer is better at home. He gets over 5 runs of support. And I do agree with DG. Bryce Elder is a mess. He does stink. Reds money line here this afternoon.
Oh, that was such a brutal last night. We put together some money to bet on a game, and they're like, Coach, you do a betting show? What game? I said, Reds on the money line at like minus 160. It was brutal. We were all checking the score at dinner. Oh, my God, that was awful. Down 8. They come back and score 8, and then you lose in extra innings, 12-11. Oh, rip your heart out. Zeno, great job. Thank you very much. All right, Mikey, we've had an excellent start. 2 absolute bangers for talents. Now I'm looking at you, big boy. You got to step up to the plate. Best bets. Let's go.
Well, if it's fight night, let's just continue our beat up on the Atlanta Braves. I'm taking the Cincinnati Reds over 2.5 on the runs in the first 5 innings. I think Bryce Elder, I don't know if anyone's getting beat up more than him today. He is 6.04 road ERA on the season. He's very, very bad. So if he just gives up half of his ERA in the first 5, we'll cash on that. And then the Cleveland Guardians on the money line at a minus 126. I'm pretty sure all of us did not get traded from the Minnesota Twins, who traded their entire roster yesterday. So I don't know who's going out there for the Twins today. So give me the Cleveland Guardians against a bunch of Walmart shoppers, I guess.
It really is when your entire team. Can you imagine the vibe in that locker room right now when 8 dudes are gone that were just here yesterday? And you're like, what are we supposed to do? What are we supposed to do? All right, gentlemen, solid. But now we always go the extra mile, or we try to, on Fridays. And a lot of you out there love to cash the tickets with my man, Big Chuck. So on Fridays, we don't have one. No, we have a 5-pack and a little something we like to call Footy Friday. All right, Big Chuck, it's a very important weekend because we have leagues starting all over this world of ours. I know we got, 3 plays today? Is that right? 3 plays today?
That's correct, Coachman. A little 3-pack for Friday.
Let's do it.
We're going to travel over to Germany, where Bundesliga 2 kick off their season. Schalke and Hertha Berlin. And it doesn't matter what time of season it is with these two. They just score goals. We're going to go ahead and play one, the over 3. They've actually combined for 3 or more total goals in 9 straight meetings. Plus, I'm going to add the Hertha Berlin first half team total over half a goal. I think they get out to a nice little start in this one. Plus, they have scored a first half goal in 4 of their last 5 matches against Schalke. The nightcap for Friday, we're going to move to the Leagues Cup, a.k.a. the Gold Mine, Toluca in Montreal. Toluca -1 on the Asian handicap. That way, if they win by 1, it's a push. 2 or more, you go ahead and win that ticket, and they have failed to lose in 9 of their last 10.
Oh, it sounds so good, and it feels so good when you're cashing the tickets. But let's move to Saturday because we have more Leagues Cup there.
Plural, Leagues Cup. Inter Miami, Necaxa, and I'm going to go with the fighting Ryan Reynolds to get off to a strong start. We're going to go ahead and back them. First half team total over half a goal. They've come in averaging 1.3 first half team goals on this season. And then the both teams to score in over 2.5, which is cashed in 7 of Inter Miami's last 10 matches.
Kimberly said that should be on a t-shirt. I don't even know what she's talking about, but that there is the QR code.
It's a little tricky.
If you want to be a part, yeah, it's a little tricky. If you want to be a part of the incredible side hustle that is Big Chuck, you can do it right there. I encourage you to do so. Chuck, are we positive that's how we say that team?
100%.
Yeah, okay. All right. I don't know why they hit my funny bone. 8-year-old coach just showed up. All right, Marky Model, if you can take your mind off of trying to be, big man on the playground and focus on what you need to focus on. And that, my friend, is the JTS play of the day. What do we have?
Coach, we are locked in and focused. In fact, we're going for 3 straight today. And we're going to start with Alyssa Thomas of the Phoenix Mercury to get at least 20 points and rebounds. She's been an absolute workhorse, averaging almost 40 combined in her last 3 road games. She's cleared this in 5 of her last 6 against Atlanta. I love this spot for her tonight. On the baseball side, we're going to take Cleveland Guardians, Gavin Williams, to hand out at least 2 walks. I know, super boring, right, Zeno? This isn't a stretch. He's cleared the line in 18 of 21 starts. 5 of his last 6 home games, he's handed out at least 2. Put them both together for a plus 117. Just Stat Sports play of the day.
All right, there is a QR code. Scan it. Use our code BTT30, and we'll give you 30 days for free. Now, this being the first day of August, you'll get the entire month for free to check out everything on the site. I promise you, you will want it when the season starts. Hey, Mark, what do I always teach you about jokes on the show? What have we talked about with the best way for a joke to hit? Do we remember that advice?
I did. And unfortunately, the memory kicked in the minute the words left my mouth. And it just, my apologies.
Yeah. It would have been awesome if you'd have been, I know, walks are boring. I get it. Then people know you're taking a zinger at Zeno without saying Zeno's name.
Gotcha.
Because then you're like, okay, he went back to the 3rd or 4th joke again. Do you see the difference in how that feels?
I'm going to go jump in the chat right now, Coach.
DG, this is your boy. This is your boy.
We're trying to help him, but he can't help himself, Coach. Like, he wants to get the jokes in. I'm a fan, though. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, I am a fan. Zeno, I mean, it's almost like you lead the horse to water, but you can't help him drink. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You can take the comic to the show, but you can't make him get the punchline out, I guess.
Now that's funny. Oh my goodness.
We're in a world where we have to start breaking down the analytics of jokes.
Of jokes? Yeah. Say the models hit the last 4 days on hitting. Mikey, you're a little quiet over there today. What do you think?
I'm just happy everyone's making fun of Mark and not me for once. So.
Oh, we will.
Stay tuned. Yeah, trust me.
I'm silence is your best option, guys. So just sit there and lay low.
Yeah. Charles is over saying, "Hold my beer," which, by the way, I had no idea like 2 beers would make me punch drunk this morning. But I'm having a ball. I am having a ball. That whole dinner you have the night before a big event. You know what I mean? I'm normally in bed by 9. Last night I was out till at least 10:15. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, gentlemen, good start. Really good start. When we come back on the other side, we're going to go one word time. Carlos Correa, he's going back home. What does it mean? And Terry McLaren, he was the guy in Washington. Now he wants to be the guy somewhere else. And we take a look at the final schedule today. It is the San Francisco 49ers. Is their schedule difficult? Should they win the NFC West? We'll get into all that coming up a little bit later in the show. It's a Friday. It's a vibe. There is no reason not to have a good time. This is Coaching Company live, as always, right here on Stadium.
What is a dimmer box? A dimmer box is a rugged portable speaker. It's a vault to hold all your things, keep them dry and safe, and it's a charger. You know, you're looking at 40 hours of playtime. So we charge this thing maybe once a week when we're traveling and adventuring. There's volume controls on the outside of the box here, so you can turn it up and down. If you have your phone inside there charging, it's nice and safe and dry. All right, so we're gonna hook the dimmer box to our phone. I'm gonna show you some tricks. You just hit the button on the front. You've got the battery gauge here. That lets you know how full your battery is. You got volume here as well. So you just turn it on, go to your Bluetooth, dimmer box DV2, and it says when it's paired. Yep. And so inside the lid, if you're just jamming tunes and you're not around water or anything like that, you can leave this open. But if you're going into a wet or muddy, snowy environment, inside the lid right here is a plug. You undo this plug, it pops out. Put it right in the top right here. Give it a few turns. Turn it on. Now you've got a waterproof speaker box. Now you can play it for the whales. I think there's a use for each individual person. The dimmer box, like this is mine with all my stickers, my things on it. You can kind of make them your own. That's part of the love of them. Like I have a connection with these because it's like a good belt or like a good pair of boots. You can cater your lifestyle to your dimmer box, but there's no other speaker that charges your things and holds all your stuff, keeps it dry and safe. That's what sets this apart. So I'd recommend y'all trying a dimmer box and bring it because it's so much more than a speaker.
And we want you to get your own dimmer box, just like I have my own at home. You can go to dimmerbox.com, use our code COACH10 to get 10% off everything site-wide. Hey, listen to Zach Brown if you don't want to listen to me. All right, we are back live on Coach and Company. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. I am the coach. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network for the next 45 minutes or so. Do not forget, it's a busy, busy weekend across the universe and all of our content this afternoon, 2 to 4 Eastern time. My very own radio show on Sirius XM, channel 156. Off the ropes, we're getting set for SummerSlam, which is Saturday and Sunday. I'll do the post show on Saturday night, and then on our BTT YouTube page, we have a full post-game show on Sunday night after night number 2 with me, Rafi, maybe Gabby. We'll see. All right. You guys know we are way more than just a sports betting show. We like to dive into topics, have a good time, maybe argue just a little bit. So we have a brand new segment we like to call Thumbs Up, Thumbs Down. Producer man, I need to see my talent right now, gentlemen, because here we go. It's a very, very simple game. Let's try to keep our hands in the screen so the good people at home know exactly. And we know the deal. Zeno, you're starting big boy. Go to Mikey. Yeah, let's go. Zeno, Mikey, DG. Are we set? All right, first topic, my man Zeno, is Terry McLaurin. It wasn't that long ago. He was the toast of the town in Washington. He was going to be the guy that they build the franchise around when they become a playoff team. Well, they are there, and he wants out. He says there's nothing happening despite he showed up to camp, so he would not be fined $50,000 a day. But all of a sudden, I got an ankle injury from 2024. Thumbs up, thumbs down, Zeno, and McLaurin requesting a trade.
Well, listen, it does two things. One, it puts a ton of pressure on the Commanders franchise to get a deal done for him. That's number one. Number two, if they are willing to let the longest tenured guy who was there for the thin years go via trade, it sends a bad message to the rest of the free agents and prospective guys in that locker room. So I think when you look across, if they're trying to apply pressure on Washington to give him a deal sooner rather than later or get him out of there, then if deadline spur action, that's the right move.
I'm going thumbs up as well, and that is because just like Zeno said, when you have a guy in Terry McLaurin who has carried your franchise through the darkest of days, and he's the most excited guy with the arrival of Jaden Daniels, is a big reason you go to the NFC Championship game, and it's August 1st, and you don't have a deal done with him. Now, the other part of that is when Terry McLaurin requests a trade, you guys all know how NFL trades work, especially with a lot of these wide receivers. You're giving them up for a 4th, sometimes a 5th round pick, so go ahead. Now lose a talent, lose a locker room guy, and get maybe someone who could make your roster. Good on Terry McLaurin to know his value. Terrible on the Commanders to not know his value.
All right, you guys are completely wrong. I'm going to go thumbs down because this is the business side of the NFL that I hate. I hate that guys are requesting trades. If you want to hold out a camp because you're just not excited about you not getting a contract extension, because that's the business side, I would understand that. But requesting a trade completely just doesn't make sense to me. Don't give up on your guys. Don't give up on your team. I get it's the business, but I give it a complete thumbs down.
Oh, you're on an island all by yourself, Mr. DG. Yeah, I'm Zeno. I look at your face. I want to the same Zeno face because I'm going to go thumbs up on this one, gentlemen. Because listen, since he signed that deal a few years ago, JJ got his bag. Mr. Cincinnati Bengal got his bag, Chase. So now he is way behind all of those guys. So if you're the Washington football team, you look at it and say, listen, we need to be proactive, not reactive. And they should have gotten to him and said, yeah, we'll give you that. He wants north of $30 million a year. And guess what? He deserves it. Come on, Washington, be better. Topic number 2, Mr. Zeno. Carlos Correa. He's been a big name in baseball for a very, very long time. Now he's going to go back home, a place where he dominated for years when Houston dominated their division and into the playoffs. He had to waive his no-trade clause because he said he met with Minnesota Brass, and they said, or agreed, the franchise was not going in the direction that they would have liked. Translation, they were losing. Zeno, thumbs up, thumbs down on Carlos Correa going back home.
I mean, I'll give it a thumbs up. Like, it's a smart move for him. The Twins clearly were not invested in winning, at least not this year, not this moment. He can go to a team where one that drafted him, he'll have a certain amount of comfort with the home fan base. And look, they're in the middle of a playoff race and trying to win the AL West. So things changed dramatically for him. I know he said he wasn't going anywhere publicly, and then he vetoed his no-trade clause and decided to go back home to a place where him and the trash cans won a World Series.
I'm going thumbs up as well. Listen, it's going to be a lot different for Carlos Correa in Houston. He's going to move to third base. Jose Altuve's in left field, right? That is not the lineup that he once dominated with. There's going to be a lot of young talent. But when you are Will Smith in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air looking around the clubhouse going, where did everybody go? The only thing you need to do as Carlos Correa is get the hell out of town. So good on Carlos Correa going back to a place where he's going to be beloved. Probably the only place he'll be loved in Houston.
All right, well, I see that Carlos Correa being traded back to the Astros. I look at it differently. I think about it from the Minnesota Twins side. So I'm going thumbs down because it's simple. They're paying $33 million of the $104 left on his contract to send him out and getting peanuts really back. That doesn't make sense to me on the Minnesota Twins side. They're giving up a guy who is their best player for nothing, and they have to pay to send him out. It doesn't make sense. I'm done. I'm thumbs down all the way.
Well, I think they're probably looking at the $90 million that they're going to save as opposed to the other. But I get your entire point. I think you're just being contrarian today. I feel like that, DG. You're just being contrarian today.
Smart.
I'm gonna go thumbs up for this as a fan of a small market team that has an owner that is worth several $1 billion, yet he won't spend a dime to really make our team great. I love the fact when you see a team like Houston Astros and say, hey, we're really good right now. We want to go all in to try to win the World Series. So it has a warm place in my heart. I'm going to go thumbs up. This dude can play, and he knows how to play in the postseason too. He really, really does. Topic number 3, and don't you guys love a story when an NBA player leaves something on the table? When an NBA player says, no, I can't max out. I need to think about the team. Well, in New York, Mikal Bridges, depending on where you're from, signed a 4-year, $150 million extension. So you say, Coach, what are you talking about? Well, he could have gotten 156. Zeno, thumbs up, thumbs down on Mr. Bridges being team-oriented.
It's a thumbs up. I mean, look, anytime a player leaves anything on the table, you have to acknowledge it because nobody would ever look at a player sideways for taking the absolute most money that they can get.
That's true.
For the course, that's what they're supposed to do, is take the absolute most money they can get. So, but I do think it speaks a little bit to the culture in New York right now. and the fact that this group wants to stay together and how committed they are to being together. And then overall for Mikal Bridges, the fact that, they gave away 87 draft picks to get you, that was a little bit of a favor by leaving, $6 million on the table.
Yeah, thumbs down. First time I'm disagreeing with Zeno, because you better leave something on the table after that playoff performance you had last year. I mean, Mikal Bridges was absolutely terrible in the postseason. Thank you for saving $6 million for Villanova Light. I don't know where the Knicks are going. The Eastern Conference is wide open there for the taking. If they want to run it back with this same crew, now's the time. Leave $6 million on the table, because now's the time they can really capture the East if they feel like showing up.
Finally, I have a fellow brother that's smart. We're going thumbs down as well. We know the NBA. We're smart guys over here. I look at the $6 million, whatever. I don't care about that. But I look at the second apron in the NBA, and you're about to pay a Mikal Bridges $37.5 million per year on his extension for a guy that should be your third, and he's not your third best player, maybe your fourth. OG Anunoby's still there, but you still got Cat and you still got Brunson there. They're not going to be able to afford this team much longer. And so because of that, you're paying a guy way too much. Complete thumbs down.
I'm going to go thumbs up. My thumbs up is for not necessarily the money, but it's the fact that he understands this is his best option on the table. And so you got to sign for this. For me, it's about a thumbs up for Bridges to sign the deal, not necessarily for the Knicks to do the deal. All right, topic number 4. We have about 3 minutes left, guys. Now, there's another Woods in town. The name is Charlie Woods, and he's playing in a tournament this weekend that if he finishes top 2, he could make the Junior Ryder Cup team in just a few weeks. Well, he shot a 5 under 66 as a 16-year-old yesterday, and he is tied for second. He said, hey, I just want to go out and go as low as possible and have fun. Oh, adorable. Thumbs up, thumbs down on Charlie Woods, Mr. Zeno, making the Ryder Cup team.
Thumbs up only from a television viewing perspective and notoriety perspective. I mean, the golf comes secondary to anything Charlie Woods does at this point in time, sadly. I mean, because he's an excellent golfer, but if he's there, it's all cameras, all eyes on Charlie and everything he does, and the results kind of are secondary to that. So, I'd like to see it. If he didn't do it, nobody would ever talk about the Junior Ryder Cup team.
Yeah, thumbs up. Going back to agreeing with Zeno. I don't know anything about the Junior Ryder Cup team, but now I'm intrigued, and I may want to watch if Charlie Woods does the damn thing. So, second best young golfer that I know of, at least, because I know a certain JJ who tears up the golf course.
Yeah,
so,
no.
Good luck to Charlie Woods, but he'll always be number 2 on my board.
Yeah, I'm going to go thumbs up as well, because I love a good story for a guy that's going to be very much in the shadow of his dad. But any chance that he has to break out of that shadow and possibly be good at golf, it always gets a thumbs up from me, because he is a good golfer. He has potential to be good professionally one day. But we weren't talking about the Junior Ryder Cup, and now we are. And so all of that, thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm with you there, DG. As a fellow golf dad, it is so hard to get your kid to fall in love with something, and Charlie Woods clearly loves it. You can't be this good. You can't, because you have to play 5 or 6 days a week. And to have him as part of the Ryder Cup discussion, junior or not, I've got a lot of friends that work for the PGA of America, and they are super excited because golf needs stars. They need stars' names. That's what it's all about. That's why they're struggling right now to really resonate with the audience, because there's not a ton of really high-level personalities that are stars. Scotty Scheffler is just not going to do it for you when it comes from a star perspective. So this is going to be really cool. He has to finish top 2, and currently, guys, he is tied for second heading into the final round, which is today. So we'll be keeping an eye on that scoreboard. On that scoreboard. All right, gentlemen, well done. All right, we're only about halfway home here on Coaching Company on a Friday. Do not forget, if you miss any of the show, you can watch it on demand at our Coaching Company YouTube page. And, oh, by the way, hit that subscribe button while you are there. We are very, very close to a barrier where we need to bust through for the football season. Speaking of football, on the other side, we break down the schedule for Big Cheesy's team. That's right, the San Francisco 49ers. Are they going to have another great year and continue their successful run? We will ask that question on the other side. It is Coaching Company. We love this damn thing. Live, as always, right here on Stadium.
if you didn't experience Hulk Hogan 40 years ago like we did, you have zero idea of the impact this guy had. We lived through it. I lived through it. Coach lived through it. We know the impact he had. I worked with Rock. I worked with Austin. The impact Hogan had during his time was tenfold. There's no question about it. And think about that, Coach. Think about, you've got the biggest baby face in the history of professional wrestling. Now he's going to take the chance of turning heel. That's a chance. That can totally backfire. And he doesn't have to do it, Coach. He
didn't have to. No.
Yeah, exactly. He could have said he could have said that doesn't work for me, brother. But he knew. He knew if I wanted this relevant, I need to evolve. And that's what he did. And he became just as big as heel as he was a babyface. And think about that, Coach. How many people can really, really accomplish that at his level?
Oh, at that level, I mean, you're counting on one hand, if even that many. And the thing about it, if I'm a young talent, I'm looking back at character development. How do I get myself over? We talked about it with Seth Rollins when he turns heel, and then they left his music the same for a week or two. Those little things matter. When Hulk turned heel, everything was different. The look, the black, whiskers, and the shirt, all of that fun yellow, red, that was gone. That was on purpose, and it worked because when you looked at him, he looked like a bad guy from a movie. He did. And, of course, you can watch that entire episode on our – my goodness, excuse me. On our BTT YouTube page, well over 30,000 views at this time. Hulk Hogan died 8 days ago at 71 years of age due to a heart attack and other health issues that he had for the last couple of years. You'll definitely want to watch that entire episode as we delve deep into our personal relationships and also his relationship with wrestling itself. All right, we're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm the coach. This is Coach and Company live on the Stadium Network. We have just crossed the bottom of the hour. If you're watching live, it's 10:32 in the east, where I'm sitting right now outside of the friendly confines, 7:32 out west. If you're just getting up, thanks for hanging out with us here on the Stadium Network, YouTube TV, Roku TV, Direct TV, Amazon Prime Video. We are everywhere. 2 different shows. This one is daily. Now, for the last 9 days, we have been looking at schedules of some of the top teams in the NFL. Coming up on Monday, we will start looking at all of the teams, their entire year, how they fit into their conference, how they fit into their division. We'll do all 32 teams leading up to September 4th. But today is one final schedule I want to look at. And Zeno, let's start with you because the San Francisco 49ers, they've had an extended run, a run that's not very normal in the NFL because of how the business runs. But they paid their quarterback. They lose Debo. Kittle resigns. So they still have some of the guys. But as far as their schedule is concerned, where do you rate that this year?
Well, I think when you look at San Francisco, they are a team that's primed for a bounce back. And I think their schedule sets up pretty favorably. Outside of having their first 2 games on the road, they get weaker opponents in New Orleans, Arizona, and Jacksonville in 3 of their first 4 games. Seattle may be tough. They do have to go to a Thursday night game against Los Angeles. But again, I think this is a team, and even if you look at the back end of their schedule, I think they win the NFC West. I think they're a playoff team, and I think they surprise a lot of people, and Brock Purdy is a big year.
I think when you look at it, DG, and we also have to look at how our team's going to perform in 2025. But based off of what we know from a year ago, it doesn't scream jump off the page tons of big games, as Zeno just alluded to. Even these that I picked out as the key matchups, even that's not necessarily a murderer's row.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I want to point out is this San Francisco team, like they finished 4th last year in the West. And so because of that, they have a much easier schedule this season. And just looking at the top 5 matchups that we're looking at, this is probably the weakest that we've seen and put together on a screen so far. And so, yes, they do open up against Seattle, which I think is a very tough game. I think that they can easily get that game. And being a -3 versus the Cardinals in week 3, I don't love the 3, but if it's a 2.5, I think that the 49ers can easily win that game against Arizona.
This is a great point that DG just made, Mikey, is the fact that we may get some numbers in some matchups that normally for a team of this caliber we would not normally see. But because of all of the injuries and everything that happened at the end of the year last year, they come in this year in a great place. And some of these numbers, maybe we do want to jump on them early as a future.
Yeah, you definitely want to jump on that +1.5 week 17 against the Chicago Bears, because by the time week 17 comes around, the Bears should be favored by at least 25 points or more going into that matchup. But in all seriousness, no, these numbers for the 49ers look very, very good. And listen, they kind of get the benefit of having a down year. If they can stay healthy, I agree with Zeno 100%. I think they can easily run away with the NFC West. Stafford is hurt already for the Rams. I mean, the Cardinals, I can't believe in them. And Seattle has Sam Darnold. So definitely get on the Niners early.
And that's the thing is when you're talking about individual matchups, Zeno, we know they play 6 against the NFC West, but particularly now without Debo, when you look at these matchups, how does it change from a handicapping perspective, knowing that you're not going to have a dude that's going to have 7 carries, and then Brandon Ayuk is not going to be available at the start of the season, we don't think. So everything changes, and if you really want to be smart, you look at teams like this, and this is kind of where your value can be.
I'll ask you one question. Is the offensive line healthy? Is Trent Williams healthy? Because that's really all that matters in San Francisco. It's plug and play with everybody. I'm not saying Deep is a bad player, a bad wide receiver, bad running back, whatever position you want to put him at. He's not. But Kyle Shanahan has created a system that is plug and play, and everybody is disposable, and things can move on. I mean, for crying out loud, they still have Christian McCaffrey, and that's really kind of the biggest rub of the whole thing. If he's healthy, it's a completely different dynamic for this entire offense. So if the offensive line is healthy, I don't have really many concerns about this offense being able to put up points. For crying out loud, Brock Purdy is running it. That ought to tell you that it's plug and play.
That was going to be my next question is, when you're trying to talk about spreads and winning and covering, DG, it's about, is it going to be an offense that flows? Is it going to be an offense that struggles to score? And now that Purdy has his bag, I would think the confidence would go up, but we also know he has been injury prone.
I really like Brock Purdy, and I think that teaming him up a little bit with Ricky Pearsall in this lineup will be the biggest dynamic duo that just on this 49ers team, because you obviously have CMC, who is incredible, but I'm talking about your quarterback to receiver. I think that tandem is going to be really good this year. But what I look at when you're looking at spreads, I don't see this being a sexy offense for the 49ers. And so because of that, I think it's going to be all about controlling the line of scrimmage, controlling the tempo of the game. And so there could be closer games where they might be in control, but it'll be closer on the number. And so because of that, if there are big numbers, I would probably go the other way.
Mikey, how much do they need George Kittle to get back to being all-pro?
I think they absolutely need him. But like Zeno said, this is very much a plug-and-play offense. The one thing we have not mentioned at all is Robert Saleh is back as the defensive coordinator there for the San Francisco 49ers. And you talk about Kyle Shanahan and the system he's built. Saleh's going to come right back, fit in, like your favorite ex-girlfriend, and they're going to fall back in love with one another. And I think Robert Saleh is going to carry that defense to being an absolute force this year.
Only you would have a favorite ex-girlfriend, Mikey. Only you. So the bye week is not until week 14. And Zeno, I really feel like sometimes that is very underrated, because we had other teams that we featured the last 2 weeks that had their bye week in week number 5. To me, it's a big, big difference. Sandwiched around the bye week is a game at Cleveland on November 30th, which we know last year was just an abomination. And then coming out of the bye, they have Tennessee, Indianapolis, Chicago, and Seattle. So if they can get to the bye week, those last 4 games are going to be relatively easy.
Yeah, and 3 of the last 4 at home, so that absolutely helps when it comes to, finishing off the last quarter of the season strong. But the big question is, how healthy can they stay to that point? For a
Yeah.
team that has been bit by the injury bug, you'd almost kind of like your bye week to be right smack in the middle of the season, week 8 or week 9, so they have plenty of time to see, sort of reset going forward. But again, it's not exactly a meat grinder of a schedule. But here's the other thing too: the back-to-back road games. And I talk about this all the time. Second tail end of back-to-back road games is always tough. They have 3 sets of back-to-back road games before the bye. That's a lot to deal with.
That is really, really a good point. Seattle, New Orleans to start the year. You pointed that out. Then week 5 and week 6, the Rams and Tampa Bay. And then weeks 8 and weeks 9, or week 8, week 9, at Houston and at the Giants. But DG, man, I'm just scanning one more time the schedule. If they don't win the NFC West, the Rams are going to be really, really good because I see easily 10 wins on the schedule.
Yeah, and then the number for them is the 10.5, and I know Big Cheesy likes them to go 11-6 at that point. I don't know if I'm there yet. I think 10 wins is kind of their honey hole because I don't think this team is going to be good enough to put teams away, in my opinion. And I think they're also going to get caught at some point because they're not going to be a team that can put people away. And because of that, I think you can easily get caught in the fourth quarter. And at that point, you're losing games that you should have won or were in control of throughout the entire game. And so I like them to get to 10, 9, and 8 is kind of like my perfect spot and record for them.
What about you on that, Mikey, as far as wins are concerned?
Yeah, I think I kind of like them at 9 and 8. But Coach, I have a question for you. You said the last 4 games of that schedule should be relatively easy for them.
Yes.
You were talking about the other ones, not the Bears, right? Not 17.
No, I was including the Bears. I was including the Bears.
Oh, no, you weren't.
Are you a writer for the Bears or are you a fan of the Bears? That's my question because you can't get past your fandom to actually focus on the task at hand.
Well, I'm a writer for the PFL, and I'm a fan of the PFL. So I invest all my emotion into all my work.
Oh
so
my
again,
God.
17.
Let me go to somebody who's going to give me an answer because you had to focus on me. I'm focused on the 49ers. So boom, you just lost your spot. Zeno, I'm going to come back over to you, big boy. Sorry, Mikey. Sorry. Now, because of how the 49ers are able to close things out with Purdy at the helm, they're really good. If you have a four-point lead, they can burn that last 7 or 8 minutes, and as a bettor, it can drive you insane. So being a team like that and seeing numbers where they are right now, how aggressive would you be playing a spread play for the 49ers before the season starts on any week?
I mean, look, again, the laying the 3 in their first home game after 2 road games against Arizona, I would live with a push. I don't mind laying the 3 ahead of time. Just kind of the way it sets up. Again, their first home game after 2 road games, to not have to go over a field goal. I'll live with a push if that lands on a 3. That wouldn't bother me laying that number. I don't need to wait for the 2.5. I think San Francisco's a better team, and they seem to have had a good run against the Cardinals, particularly at home over the last couple of years. But I do have one quick question here, Coach. And
yes,
DG, you'll have to help me out. Honey hole, is that some Memphis, Tennessee redneck slang for something I'm not aware? Because when I hear that term, my mind is someplace else.
Listen, you can get your mind out of the gutter. Come on. The honey hole, good spot to be.
It's a Midwestern term for if there's a lot of fish in a lake. Basically
so there's no honey involved in the honey hole.
No, there's no honey involved in the honey hole. No. If you see somebody walking with a fishing pole, go, hey, boy, that's a honey hole over there. That's how it's used in a sentence. If you were in a spelling bee, but it's a very valid question. There's no issues with the question. I think it's very, very valid. Mikey, anything from you on anything DG is? No. Because you still think the Bears are going to be a freaking good team this year. It's embarrassing. It truly, truly is embarrassing that you think the Bears are going to be anything more than 4-13. Maybe we'll have to have a over/under bet on it. I'm right here. All right, gentlemen, well freaking done. Still plenty more to come here on the show. On the other side, more shocking news coming out of the sports world. What am I talking about? I'll explain on the other side because, ladies and gentlemen, on a Friday, when you're just trying to get to the weekend, do not forget tonight, 9 Eastern time, it is the PFL Live on ESPN. Is that simply what we do? We are back right here on Stadium. It is Coaching Company, your favorite morning show. Let's go. Come on back. We have finally arrived. Can you believe it? 3 fights in 4 months. We're on the boardwalk here in Atlantic City Boardwalk Hall on Friday night. Now, the main event, the young stallion, the silverback, Thad Gene, taking on the 4-time NCAA Wrestling All-American Logan Storley. Now, I interviewed both right here on the boardwalk, and I asked both, what does the other one bring to the table?
He's a long-rangey striker, good counter striker. He's explosive, does a good job getting up. So he's good everywhere, right? But he hasn't fought someone that's going to put a pace on him and that can dictate the positions, right? He hasn't fought someone like me that can do that. So he's gonna find out, the levels of grappling and wrestling and just overall MMA where they are.
Wrestling.
That's it.
That's it. What else is there? You tell me. Nothing. He just has the wrestling. He doesn't have the submission game. He doesn't have the top damage. I mean, he's gonna hold you down. He's gonna hold you down for dear life. That's what he does, and that's why his arm was tired in the second round when it came to Kikuchi. There's nothing to Logan Sterling's game other than his wrestling that I'd have to look out for.
Now, it's nice to be crowned champion. It's nice to become the #1 contender for the PFL welterweight title. There's also a big piece of cash, $500 large. What does it mean to both guys?
It's about the title, right? This isn't about the money. It's about the love for the sport. And wrestling was always about competition. It was never, there's no money, and so it's nice, absolutely, but I want that belt more than anything. And so for my legacy and for my career, it's a huge moment.
I will invest in some properties as well. Not some properties, a property. And that's it. And, of course, spoil my parents in a way because they deserve it. And my family, just in general, they all deserve it. You'll see them tomorrow. The Silverback Nation will be here loud and proud.
Friday night, I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen. But guess what? Neither do you. We'll see you at 9 Eastern. Main card, ESPN, right here from Atlantic City. This is Coach's Corner, presented by Arco. And according to Raphael, Thad Gene has moved to -205 as a favorite for the finals tonight. 6 Eastern on ESPN Plus. Main card at 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. We're back live in 5 seconds. All right, welcome back, everybody. I am the coach. This is Coaching Company live on the Stadium Network and everywhere that stadium is. We will lock it in coming up in about 5 minutes from right now. All of our best bets, especially if you missed them at the top of the show. But can I see my entire crew on camera, producer man? Because there's a story coming out of China. Yu Ziti. Yu Ziti is the young woman's name. She wins a bronze medal at the World Championships, and she is 12. Gentlemen, I ask you, Zeno, at 12 years of age, what were you doing? Participating in Worlds?
No, hitting a baseball somewhere, riding around on my bike. And, back when Bazooka Joe gum was still cool to have, going to the store and getting some Bazooka Joe gum. That was the nature of my life at 12.
Wasn't it great when they had the box with the individual pieces and they had like 2 cents or 3 cents written on the piece, and you loved to slam them down on the counter and go, yeah, give me 4. I got a dime and a nickel.
Yep.
Oh,
there you
hell
go.
yeah. Mikey, 12 years of age was not that long ago for you, but were you were you participating in anything elite at that point?
I don't know what you mean. Not that long ago. I'm still waiting to hit my 12-year-old birthday. No, the only thing I was doing at 12 was begging to not take my lunch money, because that's about all I was good at, was being the elite guy to go after for lunch money. So, yeah, no, way more accomplished than me at 12 years old.
Big Cheesy says you were playing Call of Duty at age 12. DG, DG, 12 years old. What do you remember?
I honestly don't remember much. It was on a baseball field, on a basketball court. Like, that was my life. I was not winning world championships. My God, like, I'm jealous of what this girl can accomplish at this age, because we were just trying to get into who's who in the stupid book that people put you into for whatever reason. We still don't know. But yes, that's what we were all trying to do.
Coach DG was
Absolutely.
fucking a honey hole. That's what he was doing at 12.
That would be one hell of a Memphis, Tennessee honey hole. That's for damn sure. I just thought this was so interesting that at 12 years old, and it feels like more and more you got these elite players. We talked about Charlie Woods and where he's at 16 years of age. My son actually texted me, and you talk about the reach of these younger kids. My son texted me. He's watching right now on Amazon Prime. And he's like, Dad, I don't think Charlie Woods is going to win, but that's a competitive 14-year-old that wants to play Charlie Woods someday. So it really is, when you look at it from a marketing standpoint, wouldn't it be a good thing for golf if he made it to this Junior Ryder Cup team? Because the Golf Channel would be all over it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, the name Woods, Tiger or Charlie, will always garner attention. So if he's there and can make it, there will be extra coverage on it that there wouldn't have been otherwise. And if you're a golf executive and you're not putting out bad Happy Gilmore 2 movies, well, then guess what? You're excited for Charlie Woods to be in the Junior Ryder Cup.
And oh, by the way, thank you for having the other brain on this show and agreeing with me on Happy Gilmore 2. DG, you cannot tell me that was a good movie. You cannot tell me that.
It is what it is. It's a Happy Madison production. Adam Sandler, that's his type of movie. If you like Sandler, you like that movie.
I love him.
It wasn't trying to be good. It was trying to be funny. And I thought it nailed it.
They missed there, too.
Nailed it.
The cameos were funny.
Cameos were good. Don't tell me, hey, look, pull my finger, worked 30 years ago. It doesn't work 30 years ago.
Exactly. It wasn't funny.
Wasn't funny.
Except for a few things. It wasn't. I mean, I will stand on that till the end of the time. There's no bigger fan of Adam Sandler than me. I mean, Madison, Daddy, Waterboy. I mean, there was one time I hung out with the quarterback from Waterboy in Las Vegas, and let's just say they were gone when I woke up at 5 a.m. and didn't know where I was. It was crazy. That's my connection to Adam Sandler. You guys know the quarterback, the Waterboy quarterback? Yeah. But it was not a good movie. Not even close. Not even close. All right. I know there's a lot of you here that weren't here at the top of the hour because you have lives, you have jobs, you have things to do. Don't even worry about it. I feel good about today. It's time to lock it in. Big Cheesy says, it was a fine movie. I don't want a fine movie, Big Cheesy. All right, 10 seconds or less. 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Mr. Daniel Greer. DG, start us off.
Let's go with Gavin Lux over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -115. He is leading off today for the Reds, going up against Bryce Elder, who sucks. So we're going to go ahead and take him. And then the 2 walks parlay here at +160. Bryce Elder and Brady Singer both going up against these two teams that draw a lot of walks. Take both of them to give up 2.
Mark Zeno, go.
Staying with the Bryce Elder sucks theme, we'll take the Reds' money line here as Brady Singer, who starts for Cincinnati, better at home than he is on the road, gets about 5 runs of support per start. Should be enough for Cincinnati to win this one. We'll go out west tonight where Nick Pivetta starts for the Padres. A 1.3 ERA at home this year, holding opposing hitters to a $185 batting average. Lay a half run on the first 5 with San Diego.
Absolutely love it. Mikey P, you're up.
Guess what? Bryce Elder sucks. So give me the Cincinnati Reds over 2.5 runs in the first 5 in this early Friday matinee game. And then give me the Cleveland Guardians money line at a -126, taking on the Minnesota Twins, who traded literally everybody but the ball boy.
And we have a 5-pack, a part of Footy Friday. Cast the tickets, 3 today. Big Chuck, go.
Bundesliga 2, Schalke, Hertha Berlin. These two get together. They just score goals. The over 3, which they have produced 3 or more total goals in 9 straight. Plus, I'm going to add the Hertha Berlin first half team total over half a goal. They've actually scored the first half going 4 of 5 versus Schalke. Friday nightcap, Leagues Cup. Toluca, Montreal, Toluca -1. Think they're too much for the MLS side. Plus, they failed to lose in 9 of their last 10. Saturday, more Leagues Cup action. Necaxa and Inter Miami. Necaxa, first half team total over half a goal. They average 1.3 first half team goals on the season. Then both teams are scoring over 2.5, which is cash in 7 of Inter Miami's last 10 matches.
I don't know why I turn into a 12-year-old little boy whenever you say that. All right, our JTS play of the day, looking for 3 in a row after you scan the QR code and play the side hustle with my man Chuck. I apologize, Charles, right there. Did not see that come off. All right, Marky Model, you're up. Go.
We're going to go with Alyssa Thomas to get over 20 points and rebounds. She's done this in 5 of her last 6 matchups against Atlanta. On the baseball side, we're taking Cleveland Guardians' Gavin Williams to throw at least 2 walks today. He's done this in 18 of his 21 starts this season. Love this spot for both of them. Put them both together for a plus 117. Just a Stat Sports play of the day.
All right, 3 in a row. It is. Scan that QR code that you see on the screen right now. Use our code BTT30, and we're going to give you 30 days for free. You get the entire month of August. Today is August 1st. The NFL season starts on September 4th, and the college football season starts before that. We'll be doing a lot of college football on Wednesdays here on the show. And then, of course, NFL will be every other day of the week. Hey, Colin Cowherd years ago, Zeno, he taught me one thing in radio, and that is play the hits. And the hits right now is the NFL. How fast do you want this month to go, Mr. Zeno?
Well, after losing an under bet last night in the Hall of Fame game, I'm already ticked off of the NFL season. So let's get real football here.
You're not the only one ticked off at the football season or the sports books. Apparently, they didn't give enough time, DG, to the Hall of Fame game last night.
Yeah, they missed on a lot of the player props, Coach. Unsure of who was going to be playing. I believe that was the case. But, Coach, you're getting called out in the chat by Cheesy. He wants you to go man to man, over or under the 10.5. He has the over on the Niners 10.5 wins.
No, see, he always tries to suck me into something that's not a best bet for me.
Oh.
I'm not betting the Niners on the over 10. Of course he wants the over 10.5. Did you see the schedule? I just pointed it out. That's the whole reason we talked about it. I'm not getting sucked into an under 10.5. What's the one thing we live by here at the show? Coach, what? Say it all with me. Hates unders. Gentlemen, well done. Have a great weekend. Producer man, you know what time it is. Give me that one shot. It's time for all of you to go out into the world, for you to pay it forward. Have a great time. Remember, you can have fun every single day, and there is only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window, starting with 3 today with Footy Friday with all my crew. Damn it, do I love them all. Big Chuck, my man DG, Mikey P, Mr. Zeno, Marky Model, producer man. I'm simply the coach. Trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you, so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day. This is Coach and Company live on Stadium. Have a great day.